Hello everybody and welcome to Season 5 off-season of the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day. We are here from Nashville Super Speedway, ready for some off-season testing, one of the new tracks on the schedule. But before we jump into that, let's jump straight into the new paint schemes on the calendar, starting with Joe Gibbs Racing, your defending champion now. Christopher Bell in the number 20 won the championship last season, and he is on the roster with an all-new paint scheme lineup, as well as some returning schemes you're going to notice on his car, and you're going to notice that for a lot of cars as well, have some returning schemes from Season 4, but everybody pretty well refreshed for this season. Alex Bowman, the first roster move, takes over my number 19 at Joe Gibbs Racing for this season. Then you got Ty Gibbs, of course, missing the Final Four last season by one single point. Your Season 3 champion looking to bounce back in Season 5. Chandler Smith, his second season with Joe Gibbs Racing, looking to step up if he wants to, of course, continue to keep his ride going forward. He had a pretty rough first season at Joe Gibbs Racing, his second season of his Cup Series career, but he really stepped it up in the playoffs and looks to carry that momentum going into season number 5. Now we'll stick with the Toyota camp and head to 2311 Racing. A new lineup here at 2311, and it's going to be Ryan Blaney coming over, replacing Bubba Wallace in this number 23. You see the all-new schemes on his car. He looks for a step up after a 4-win season. Blaney had a great season 4, but came up short of even going in towards the round of 8 after early elimination in the playoffs. Corey Heim looking for a big step up. He ran pretty rough in his second Cup season, first season with 2311. You see lots of new schemes on his number 11, including a Costco paint scheme, which looks pretty cool right there at the end. Tyler Reddick, a winless season for him, a winless season for all of 2311 last season. They are looking for a huge step up with not only Tyler Reddick, but bringing over, of course, Ryan Blaney as well, who I think could be a genuine championship caliber contender going forward. So it's going to be exciting to watch as well, not only Joe Gibbs, but 2311 on the Toyota side of things as well. We have Legacy Motor Club downsizing to one single car, focusing on Williams Sawalich. John Hunter Nemechek is out of a Cup Series ride following Season 4. Brand new team on the grid, Tricon Garage as well, with the number 55 fielded by Taylor Gray. Behind the wheel of that number 55, Dare to Listen, JBL Primary. You see the other two schemes on his car with a pedigree there right at the end. And now we're going to move on from Toyota. Let's move on to Ford and Team Penske. Joey Logano is going to be one of the big, of course, kind of maybe drivers to watch. He was expected to retire coming into the season, and of course called off retirement, turned his season completely around, and now returns behind the wheel of the number 22 in quest of his third Cup Series championship. Now, as you see the brand new paint schemes on his number 22 as well, headed to Penske, replacing Ryan Blaney, who went to 2311. Zane Smith coming over from Front Row Motorsports as they downscale to one team. Smith heads to Penske in the number 12. Excited to see what he can do. Can Todd Gilliland step up as well? He had a rough season with his first season with Penske. Hopefully he can find some more speed going into Season 5 as well. Sticking with Ford now, RFK Racing, and it's going to be Chase Briscoe, of course, still behind the wheel of the number 98. Got a new high point scheme and a new build submarines car on that number 98. And you see his teammate right beside him there in the name list. We're going to jump straight over to his teammate of Chris Buescher. And Buescher, new Fastenal scheme on the car. Shout out to, of course, all the painters that have been incorporated, putting their cars in this series, from Sanok to DMoney to Cachinero. Surix, Skies, Koop Designs, Paj Designs, as well Ar-Telcontar. They have done such an incredible job. I might have missed a name or two, as I always say, and I apologize if I did, but they're always listed down below in the description. They do an incredible job. You saw Christian Eckes behind the wheel of the 6, replacing the retiring Brad Keselowski following season number 4. As you see the rest of Justin Haley's schemes, 2 wins on the season for Haley last season, but yet it was actually a miserable season for the RFK driver. Can he bounce back in Season 5? Rick Ware Racing, 2 cars still on the grid. The 15, Josh Berry behind the wheel. Excited to see what Josh Berry can do as he leaves Colleague, heads to Rick Ware. I think he's going to really be a standout there at Rick Ware Racing, alongside his teammate of Ryan Preece, who maintains his ride in the number 51. So Preece looking for a nice solid season going forward here, as now we'll move on to Front Row Motorsports, downsizing to one car, maintaining Eric Jones behind the wheel of this 34. I think this is going to be a great opportunity for Jones and this team to be a playoff contender, as they were really strong last season. Trackhouse and Honda, they of course got the shining rookie of Connor Zilish, Kyle Busch, 2 wins last season. He had 2 wins early in the year and then really struggled at times throughout the season. This could be a huge bounce back year for the driver that we know is running at a time quickly to get a championship, a 3rd championship I should specify. Ross Chastain, a few wins last season, but still trying to find his first Cup Series championship. Thought last season might have been the momentum he needed to make it happen, didn't quite work out. And of course, we now know Shane Van Gisbergen's coming off his first winless season as a full-time Cup Series driver, looking for more in season number 5. I think we're going to see a lot of different winners in season 5. So if you're SVG, you know you might need to win to make the playoffs. Unlike last season, he was able to make it on points. It was a consistent season for SVG. He didn't have a bad season by any means. He just never found victory lane. And of course, the hyped up Connor Zilish driver, not a rookie this season, his second season behind the wheel, of course, leaving Andretti Global, getting the call up to Trackhouse. This was all in Trackhouse's plan from 3 seasons back, just about. So you see the paint schemes on that 4th Trackhouse 00 Honda Civic. Very excited to see what Zilish can do behind the wheel of a top car in the series. He could be a breakout superstar in the making here, as we'll move on to now the Andretti Global team, the only other Honda team on the grid, and a slightly new roster there. You got Nick Sanchez, of course, returning his 2nd season in the Cup Series, and then Sammy Smith for his 3rd full-time season, looking to step up a little bit further. He's been pretty consistent, never had a breakout season. He's just been consistently, a kind of, low to mid-20s driver. But Bubba Wallace comes over and brings his experience to Andretti Global, and I think this is going to be a big deal for this team going forward. Bubba Wallace could be the staple driver for Andretti Global going forward throughout this career mode. Now, looking as well to the Cadillacs, the new manufacturer on the grid, replacing Camaro. GM says we're leaving Camaro and going with the Cadillac on the grid. And you see Hendrick Motorsports line up with William Byron's number 24, Rajan Caruth, now in his 2nd full-time season, oh so close to winning several times as a rookie, never was able to make it happen. Your season 4 rookie of the year, looking to go into season 2 and start it with a bang with a win in Daytona. Chase Elliott, Napa Auto Parts, Cadillac. You see the brand new schemes on that car, and very, very beautiful race cars right there. And Kyle Larson, of course. Wow, what a downfall he had in the playoffs last season. Didn't win a single playoff race after winning 5 races in the regular season, including the regular season championship. Comes up short of a championship, of course, looking for a bounce back. Junior Motorsports, my brand new team, accompanied by Noah Gregson and Carson Hocevar as my teammates. You're not seeing all the Gregson schemes because there wasn't enough car slots for Gregson, so there is more for you to see throughout the season. Carson Hocevar, no longer in the number 8, now in the number 4, because of course I'm in the number 8. The number 7 still exists, but it's part-time. We're not showing any part-time cars in this video. So you see a lot of these Hocevar cars, beautiful paint schemes. Again, Cachinero whipped up pretty much all the Junior Motorsports cars, and as well a lot of the Hendrick cars, and he did such an incredible job there with those. And you'll see a few of my cars, but not all of them. And here I am. Ignore the name in the picture. I don't need to mod those because in the career mode it just puts it to my name and whatnot. But we got the Target Flames, their Tire Pros number 8, as well as the Hellman's number 8, and there's many more schemes to come from myself that you'll see throughout the season. GMS Racing, the other new team on the grid, brings Parker Retzlaff to the Cup Series in that number 94 Cadillac. Very excited to see what he is going to be able to do behind the wheel as a Cup Series rookie. Colleague Racing is returning with Ty Dillon in the number 16 Leaf Filter Cadillac, and you'll see the South Point machine as well. This is one of my favorite schemes right here, the modern day garage. Love that race car, and Celsius as well. Richard Childress racing to finalize things here on the grid. You got rookie Brent Cruz stepping up in the number 31 Bass Pro Shops machine. Austin Hill back off of a win last season at Talladega Superspeedway, which put him in the playoffs. Of course, Richard Childress stepped down at the beginning of last season, and Kevin Harvick and Austin Dillon came together and partnered to run this team. They look to step up the season, and I expect this guy right here to step up in his second season. Jesse Love, the Xfinity champion from season 3. What can he do after a very rough rookie season? New tracks on the grid. You got Denver Speedway replacing Auto Club Speedway, but that's not it. We as well have replacing Kentucky Nashville Super Speedway. Both tracks are going to see later in Season 5. And as well, Atlanta Super Speedway is here. I'm not going to show a video, but I am showing a clip right here. You can watch the video already on my channel of how it races. But you will see pack racing at Atlanta this season. So 2 new tracks and 1 new variant of Atlanta. As we were finally doing off-season testing here from Nashville Super Speedway behind the wheel of my Target number 8 Junior Motorsports Cadillac, getting on the racetrack and going for 1 lap around this brand new circuit down into turns 1 and 2. And this is these tracks that we've got of Denver and as well Nashville are just simple reskins of Auto Club and Kentucky. That's about all you can do with NASCAR Heat 5 with the current tools that we have and the current knowledge that we have. Shout out to Sanok, who played a huge role in making these reskins happen as well, and Redneck Jesus actually with the Atlanta mod. Now let's look at the schedule for Season 5. It's not hugely different from last season. You see it on your screen. The playoffs are going to be the exact same as Season 4. It's going to be 12 races instead of 10. You got the round of 16, round of 12, round of 8, and a 3-race Final 4 where the points will still reset. So the playoff points carry over through every round but the Final 4, just like real life. We hit the Final 4, the Final 4 are reset, everyone's even for Homestead, Miami, Iowa, and the season finale at Kansas Speedway, ripping the top against the outside wall. That's going to be exciting as well. You got the Coca-Cola 600 in race 12 of the season, where myself and Kyle Larson will both be competing in the double, doing the Indianapolis 500 and the Coke 600. The regular season finale, of course, is at Daytona, and the playoffs start. You'll see the name, it says Auto Club. That will be Denver Speedway, Talladega, and New Hampshire for the round of 16. The round of 12 will be Bristol, Nashville, and Charlotte Roval. Round of 8, Darlington, Watkins Glen, and Martinsville. And then we have that Miami, Iowa, Kansas Final 4. An exciting season, to say the very least, on the way. And another thing I've done this season, I've updated all driver stats. Current driver on the roster stats, I should say, that have wins at least. And hopefully we'll see some names added to this list this season. But this tells you basically where everyone stacks up coming into this season with wins and championships and milestones as well that we'll be keeping track of. This is something I'm really going to put more emphasis on in the next NASCAR game. But Kyle Busch, 66 wins, 2 titles. He is looking for that milestone of 70 wins this season. Joey Logano looking for 40. So is Chase Elliott. Kyle Larson at 31 career wins. He's got some work to do to get to that number. Christopher Bell, after his 4-win season, finds himself at 19 with a championship. Myself, Ross Chastain, and Ryan Blaney, we're all tied at 11 wins. So us 3 are kind of focused on each other, trying to get that tally up higher. Alex Bowman, Byron Gibbs are all tied at 8, and you see the rest of the list down below there. That's going to wrap it up for the Season 5 off-season. We've seen the schemes, we've seen the calendar, we know the format, we know the new tracks, you know what to expect. Trucks Xfinity, as usual, you'll see in the next episode from the season opener in Daytona. And I will see you guys in that 500 episode where we kick off Season 5 of this NASCAR Heat 5 career mode. Thank you for watching, and have yourselves a great day.